Hi everybody and welcome to the Betway sponsored Six Nations. I got Zelim, Nell and Ollie Keohane. Guys, should be another great tournament. But I don't see the reigning champions Wales reigning again.
Is your patriotism?
No, I don't see them. You know, they're 7-1 to beat Ireland on the weekend.
You and Lawrence de Lagu.
You've been written off. It's quite surprising. I mean, I know they've got there's reason for it, but
they've got a host of injuries. And the reality is, to me, they were a lucky winner of the Six Nations last year.
Sure.
If there wasn't for those 2 red cards, some questionable decisions in the last game. I mean,
Well, they go into this island clash missing over 700 test caps. So pretty much just Alan Wynne-Jones is injured.
one shoulder takes out some Yeah.
No, I don't feel good. I mean, look, the thing I like about this weekend betting with Wales Ireland is that you got 30 km/h winds, 90% chance of rain in Dublin, and cold. You know, it's the coldest month of the year is February in Dublin. Some people would argue that it's all 12 months. So you know, whenever you get that sort of inclement weather and 7-1 on offer, strange things can happen.
Yeah, that's what's surprising to me, Kev, is the odds in favour of Wales. I mean, I know that they're obviously underdogs in this game, but just the leaning of it, how heavily they're leaning towards Ireland, is quite surprising to me. So Ireland's one of their key strengths in the last Six Nations was the ability to convert penalties into points. And you're talking about gale force winds or really strong winds. I wonder whether that doesn't create a bit of parity. The Welsh will be used to a bit of a mud wrestle.
No, there's no doubt that the bad weather creates parity. But you know, you're probably getting some overcorrection in pricing because of what Ireland did to the All Blacks. And you know, they were pretty convincing in the Autumn Series. Ireland were.
According to Stu Barnes, they are on form. They're the best team in the world.
Ireland,
best team in the world.
Yeah, but I think Nick Berry won referee of the year. So
See that?
you know, I mean, so it's kind of I think it's always deceptive because you know the Northern Hemisphere sides have really gained a lot of strength, especially in the last 2 years. And you had obviously look at the end of your tour last year. You know, England just beat South Africa. You had Ireland beating New Zealand. You had France beating New Zealand. You know,
Wales beating Australia.
Wales beating Australia.
Scotland beating Australia.
Exactly, but the thing is, you kind of got to it's almost like the local Super Rugby derbies used to be. There's an element of you that wants to just discount the results against the Southern Hemisphere teams and stuff, because it's like Wales and Ireland get in a tussle and it's anything can happen on the day. Scotland, England, you know, I mean, Scotland have beaten England 2 years successively now, I think, in the Six Nations. So, like you said, that pricing on Ireland really isn't probably reflective of how that game's going to go, you know?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's a good summation. I also think these European teams, I mean, wins against the All Blacks are rare and it's fantastic that they pulled them off, but probably not the greatest All Blacks team of the last, 15-20 years. And these end of year tours always bring the best out of the north and the worst out of the south. So
Not the best squad, not the best coach, as we've said.
Well,
You know, it's great going into a World Cup year that New Zealand is so shit. You know,
long may it continue.
Long may.
Well, I mean, I think we spoke about it last year briefly. I know my dad was quite a big kind of advocate for it in terms of New Zealand's point of view, but he was saying, you know, the way that Rassie Erasmus got bought in 2 years before the World Cup, and no one really knew what he was doing, and he came and he just pumped that side, and you know, the Box won the World Cup, and you know, at the end of Ian Foster's contract, because he had only a 2-year contract, that was the stage where the All Blacks needed to go, okay, we're cutting you, we're bringing in Razor, you know, or just someone else that for the next 2 years can just actually bring something new to the table that no one knows, it's unpredictable. And
thankfully they doubled down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Absolute crazy.
So I mean, we all agree Ireland to win, but maybe not as comfortably as expected.
Tell me what you're thinking.
Sure, I'm gonna go.
I think Ireland win this game comfortably.
Okay,
I'm gonna go 17-13 to Ireland. I think it's gonna be a game where between the 22s that ball just goes up, down, up, down.
Yeah, I like the sub 40 points, under 40. I think picking Josh Adams at 13 for this game in the sleet.
Very
not,
strange.
Probably not the best move. I would have had Johnny Davies in there definitely.
Yeah.
I enjoy him. But I think Ireland to win by 5 or 6. So where does that leave us?
Well, okay, you got to do under 40 points. Ireland
You
by
do the
5.
math.
I didn't do maths at school.
What am I saying? 22-18. No, less.
22-17.
There we go.
And you're going to be taking the over.
Look,
no.
for me, the bets, I'm going to concentrate on this with the weather that's coming in, and it could get worse. I like the under 30 points. You can get 4.7 to 1 at Betway on that.
Sure.
Under 30 points. There could be, it could be one of those old 12-9, 12-6 games.
Do we know who the ref is, Kev?
I don't. I don't know.
Hopefully somebody keep that game nice and slow for you.
Yeah. And I also like the under 36.5 at 2.75.
Sure.
And I love the under 42.5 at 1.86.
Yeah, that for me is
love that bet. But then I love the Kansas City bet.
Give us the stars, Kev.
And I had to borrow this shirt to come and do the show. Nice shirt. Yeah. So I fancy a 18-6 game in favor of Ireland.
Okay.
We've got Jaco Paper, referee.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good referee.
Thanks, it's going to be freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No whistles. You just be quick to get off the park. Okay, that brings us to the Calcutta Cup.
Fantastic.
What do you see? What do you see there? Yo. Hard to
initially-
split by the bookies. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like at 1.74, historically England the upper hand. I don't think this England squad it's not for lack of quality of players. There's some quality players missing, but there's some quality guys that are in there, but more like lack of cohesion in terms of what England have usually played with. And just there's certain guys that sort of make up, that loose trio, that make up that 10-12 combination. For me, like Marcus Smith with Owen Farrell on his inside, maybe a little bit of a different story. Just like missing a guy like Owen Farrell is huge for me always. That experience, whether he's on the bench, when he's playing 10, whether he's playing 12, gives a hell of a lot of comfort to that back line. So I don't know. Marcus Smith starting at 10. I think Henry Slade on his inside. I don't think England are particularly strong. I know Eddie's been playing games this week, sort of pinning them as the underdogs, but my feeling is that they actually are the underdogs going into this match.
Scotland they've lost 3 out of 4 games.
Yeah, Scotland beat them, consecutively, playing at Murrayfield. So I like Scotland to edge this. I think it could be a case of England leading at half-time and Scotland actually pulling it back with 2 tries in the second half. So I reckon for me, I'm going to go like a 27-21 to Scotland.
Okay. So I'm much more bullish about England. I think it's a fantastic lineup, even though it lacks experience and familiarity. I love it.
Cheers, guys.
I could be
Where's the game
wrong.
in Edinburgh?
Yeah. At Murrayfield.
Let me just caveat that game by saying it's going to rain harder and the wind is blowing harder.
Wow.
So the bookies have the over under at 34.5.
Well, the thing is, England have got their racing six on because they got the skinny guy at number 8.
Yep.
They've got 103 kilogram number 8 and Sam Simmons, which is a problem in those sort of conditions. But I just don't believe in the Scotland hype, so I'm going to back England for the win here. I think if Ellis Genge can stay on the field for long enough, then he doesn't get.
Wally what?
if they can avoid the cards, I think England take this, and I'll give them 6 points for the win.
Okay, so we both. I'm saying 6 the other way.
Yeah.
Look, I hate England. Being Welsh,
No need to talk about it.
Yeah.
But he loves Scotland.
Well, they're Celtic. In fact, they're just a stupider breed of Irish. And I'm before I get lambasted, they're the Irish that kept going north looking for greener pastures to go to a colder climate.
Can you get greener than Ireland?
So, I like the Scottish, and at 2.29, but I'm not betting on it. I like them at that, but I wouldn't advise to bet. It is. Even on the latest algorithms, It's 41% pick Scotland and 54 picking England. It's and there's some for a draw, but Scotland have improved.
Call the draw. Come on, Kev.
Call
the draw.
No.
Lay them down.
You're the tiebreaker here, so.
I don't know, man. I can't wait to talk about the Italy game. The handicap. Let's have a look and see. Not much incentive to take the 1.5 on Scotland, is it? I don't think. Yeah.
Go to France.
I'll have a little tickle, like a tiny tickle for 250 on Scotland to win outright.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's us against you.
Okay, got it.
Moving along to the thriller.
And then we have the thriller.
You gotta love the optimism in the previews. It's like every SA Rugby, every rugby side has to do their Six Nations preview,
right?
Which means every side has to write about Italy.
Don't get away from it.
You gotta love the fact that not one side yet has just come up and been like, look, Italy are hopeless. Nothing's gonna change this year.
Yeah.
And Sergio Perez is gone. You know what I mean? It's like they've got an exciting young backline, even though they don't have forwards, and Italy are gonna get pumped. If I had to look at a score, I could see sort of like a 40-12, 40-10 to France.
Especially with the French, they're notoriously sort of temperamental, and they've got kids in the side. You can imagine them getting a bit excited.
Exactly.
Losing track of it. So
yeah, you can see
anything, I would go for the under on that.
Under
27.5, you said, right?
What are you saying?
So I would back Italy to cover that spread.
Really?
I think I might.
Okay.
Yeah.
Italy at plus 27.5.
Yeah.
No wind, no rain.
Running rugby for the boys.
Yeah, no inclement.
Perfect conditions.
Perfect conditions for a beating.
Cancel that.
Look, if you're looking
Perfect conditions for a beating.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Look, it's the bookies have got it right. I think that you looked at. It'd be disappointing if a full French team don't beat Italy by 30 points.
Yeah. Are you going to be betting on it?
I don't know.
What are the numbers on outright winner for the championship?
Six Nations.
Championship winner. There we go.
You
There
probably-
we go.
They were
2.45.
2.45.
Ireland 375. Okay.
Apologies, folks.
That's.
What about Italy at 900 to 1?
Worth a shot, kid. Come on.
Kansas City numbers.
There's nothing to say about that. I do like Ireland at 8 to 1 to be the Grand Slam winner.
Yeah.
That's a good. Those are good odds.
Yeah.
But I equally like France at 4.35. You've got to look at between France and Ireland. The odds-on favourite there for no Grand Slam winner. But if France get it right, they've got England and Ireland at home. And this means that they've got Scotland and Wales away.
Yeah.
That sets it up for them, doesn't it? They've got 2 away games this year and 3 home games.
I would go. I've got a good feeling about Ireland.
I'm saying Ireland too.
Yeah.
I'm going France.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else there interesting, Ollie? We've got. How about a Triple Crown winner? And don't say Secretariat, eh?
I do think Scotland is going to cause a couple of upsets, though. I really do think they may.
I think Scotland and Wales are fighting for 4th place. That's my gut feel with that.
Okay, so the first week, I've got Scotland to beat England in a close one. Terrible weather's low-scoring game. Ireland to beat Wales by at least double digits in another low-scoring game. Terrible conditions there. And France, it would be nice for them to lay down a marker and just demolish Italy.
But none of those sound like 3-star bets. None of those sound like you're really convinced. What's the takeaway? Which are you feeling?
The takeaway is under 42.5 points in the Wales-Ireland game. In those conditions,
1.86, I think you can get.
1.86. It's a good bet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Zals?
Cool. I'm going England to beat Scotland, as discussed, and I think that Ireland-Wales is going to be closer than expected, but Ireland doesn't. Yeah, and then obviously we said great conditions for France to destroy Italy. So,
Okay, so I'm going Italy.
Yeah.
I'm going France, obviously, smash them. Ireland, close win like Uzels, but then Scotland to pip England at Murrayfield. The third Euro.
Nice. And look, I hope I'm wrong on I hope Wales win 50-0, but I don't think it's going to happen.
you're having a tough time with red teams and winning at the moment.
I am. Thanks, guys.
Good chat.
And we'll chat in the second round.
Cool, good luck, guys.
Yeah, good luck, guys.